If we look back over the 7 decades or so of business computing starting in the 1960s, there are clearly distinguishable eras. These eras are demarcated based on 2 factors. 1, the nature and sophistication of the IT available, and 2, the computing models that these technologies supported. A term that is frequently used for this shift is technological discontinuity. This is when technology advances to the point that it surpasses the limits set by the previously dominant technology used in an industry. One example of this is the introduction of microcomputers and how it changed the way in which computers were used in the workplace. Employees were no longer restricted to using terminals that were physically tethered. Rather, they could move their devices to any location. The first era is the data processing era, when simple automation of business activities began, and the focus was largely on transaction processing on mainframe computers. This was followed by the micro era, as computers that had a smaller form factor, microcomputers, were developed. The third era, and one that we are in today, is characterized as the network era, where increasingly computing technology is linked across vast and ubiquitous telecommunications networks. Now, if we examine these eras at the individual business level, a persistent pattern begins to emerge. As with any other organizational innovation, when organizations adopt new technology, its assimilation and use follow a distinct set of stages. Multiple cycles of these stages occur within the organization as it responds to technological shifts in the environment. In the first stage, initiation, the technology is acquired and introduced. Here, managers and employees are beginning to be exposed to its capabilities and gain an understanding of what it can do for the business. This is followed by contagion, where the technology spreads and diffuses through different parts of the organization, sometimes through word of mouth as employees talk to each other, and sometimes through specific managerial interventions. During this stage, there is considerable excitement about the opportunities potentially afforded by the technology, and experimentation frequently leads to discovery of new capabilities. Different functional units and divisions within the company may acquire their own technology and develop their own applications. The third stage in the cycle, control, is when rapid diffusion that occurs during the contagion stage is then brought under control. Here, the IT organization and management become concerned about incompatible standards or inappropriate use or security risks, etc. The goal during this stage is to ensure that organizational use of the technology will follow a systematic growth trajectory that is appropriately managed. In the final stage, integration, disparate and often siloed instances of the technology are consolidated to enable greater sharing of software, hardware, and data, and systems across different parts of the business. It is in this integration stage that the company is able to realize the maximum value from the new technology. At each stage, different structures, strategies, control, and governance mechanisms emerge within the company. Learning occurs with business and IT professionals becoming more accustomed to utilizing the technology in organizational work processes. And then the cycle kicks off again. Innovation results in the emergence of a new technology and computing model. Once again, the company finds itself in the first stage of a new technology, initiation, while simultaneously managing the integration of the older technology. This conceptualization of the stages of technology development gives us one critical insight for the management of IT. At any given point in an organization's history, multiple generations of technology will coexist. Each generation requires a different set of technical and managerial skills, and most companies will not completely eliminate an older generation when a new one emerges. We call this the legacy problem in IT. It will not be surprising to find computers and software from the data processing era together with state-of-the-art systems within one single company. And this is especially true in large organizations that have been reliant on technology from the early stages of business computing. Legacy systems represent a significant investment and cannot simply be discarded. The managerial dilemma here is how to continue to extract value from legacy systems that have worked for decades, while simultaneously being able to leverage the opportunities that new technologies may offer.